What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes reporting for duty here on a Wednesday. It's UFC 292 post fight here for us still. We get to congratulate Brad Tavares for the big win that he had over Chris Weidman this past Saturday in
Thank you,
Boston.
guys.
Congrats, Brad.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right. Still looks like the face is recovering little by little, but almost there, yeah? A little shiner, maybe?
Little black. Ended up getting a little black eye, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, overall pretty good.
How's the rest of you feel? Injury free?
Pretty injury free. The usual. Anytime I fight, my legs get just a little bumps and bruises because I kick so much. So the usual, but nothing significant. So I'm pretty injury free. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, no complaints here.
You're a veteran, so you can dictate your own terms a little bit more than younger fighters. But are you one of those guys like a Chris Curtis that right now, once these legs heal up, you stay in shape? And heck, if somebody needs you in November, December, or maybe even sooner, you're ready to go, or do you like to plan things out with proper camps? Like, what stage are you at right now?
No, you know what? Honestly, I feel that if I'm injury free, as I kind of like after that last fight, not this past one, but the one before Bruno, I felt like, my opinion, early stoppage, right? I'm not taking anything away from Bruno, but I did not feel like hurt. So usually, like, okay, if I suffer like a TKO, knockout loss, something like that, like I feel like my bell got rung, I'm gonna take
Mm-hmm.
some time off because we never know how the brain is doing really, right? Obviously, I didn't feel that way. I felt my wits about me. I didn't feel, at any point like, okay, I'm concussed or any of that. So I wanted to get right back in there, and we took the Weidman fight. And kind of feeling that same way right now. Um, I'm gonna let my legs heal a little bit. Again, it's just bumps and bruises that every fighter deals with, every fight, and get go right back to the drawing board. Take a week off or so, sit down with my team, and then discuss what's next. I know that there's a fight card coming up here in Vegas, in December. I think
Yeah.
December 16 or so is at T-Mobile.
Yep.
Um, you know me, I would love to get one in the hometown, but yeah, Boston was fun. So whatever.
Okay, just checking because some of those guys turn it around quick, like Strickland and
Yeah,
Curtis. Man, they get down pretty quick, like out of nowhere. And honestly, in the UFC roster, that can happen. The other day on Tuesday, so yesterday, but really
yep.
Monday, one guy misses weight, so the guy that got left out without an opponent, he's facing your teammate Manel Kopp in Australia. I'm like, damn, so he's already in the UFC. He didn't have to go through the Dana White Contender, and he's got a tough customer on day one, but halfway across the ocean
Wait,
as
what?
well.
Dang, I didn't even know that. I thought Manel was fighting Kaikara.
He got hurt. He pulled out about a week ago.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. I'm so far behind. I've been so just in my own little bubble and with my fight. I don't even know. I just seen Manel the past 2 days at the gym, so yeah, I had no clue.
There's no excuses, Brad. You got like six screens behind you. One of them should always be on MMAJunkie.com. You just hit refresh
That's,
two
you
times
know,
a day and go, okay, and then go back to
you,
gaming.
you know that just
Give
that's
you a
just
yellow
for
card.
Give him a yellow
that
card.
that's just for gaming right there. That's all gaming. No fight watching, no Netflix. That station right there is dedicated to gaming.
Do you play with your fans too, or is it another type of game?
I usually play Warzone. Honestly, ever since Warzone 2 came out, they kind of killed my vibe. Me and the boys haven't been playing all that much. When Warzone 1 came out, the Verdansk, dude, we were on that game, like even with kids, even with fight camps. I was playing at least, this is bare minimum, at least 4 hours a day, if not more. And I remember
Mm.
during COVID, bro, during COVID, when we all my friends and I got sick together, perfect timing. We all were in quarantine, and dude, we were playing literally all day, every day during COVID. What was the quarantine? 10 days at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for a 10-day span, and we all got it together, we were playing at least 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Yep, we couldn't do anything. I was stuck down here. Um,
So
my
what's the
girl's
difference between
bringing
the
me
War
food.
Game 1 and War Game 2?
The Warzone 1 was fun, and Warzone
Warzone.
2 is ass.
Oh,
Yeah, Warzone 2 is like the fucking Wish.com version of Warzone
yeah.
1, you know?
I remember Johnny Hendricks was good at video games, and he used to play with a lot of his fans or listeners of our show. I guess you guys would just say, "Hey, this is where I'm at. This is my call sign or whatever. Join me." But I don't know if you're even playing that type of game or if you just play in more
No,
of a
no.
private
So,
group.
I usually okay. So Warzone is teams up. Well, you could do anywhere from solo, duo, trio, quad, right? But it's really teamwork. Communication is very important. So it's kind of hard to play with randoms because you gotta
Mm,
like really learn their style. You gotta learn each other's way of communicating. So I kind of stick to my boys, you know what I mean? Like I get all serious with Warzone. Like Warzone can give me the same type of feels that fucking watching a Raiders game can, and when we catch that dub, I'm excited. I'm fucking flexing in front of my screen. Um just like at a Raiders game when we win. But yeah, so I've played with randoms in the past and it never goes well.
no.
Um, they just want to talk about fighting and this and that. I'm like, bro, I right now I could give a fuck about fighting. Please focus on these guys trying to kill us and winning this
Mm.
damn game. So yeah, it never goes well. I gotta play with guys that is all business.
Have you ever played with a random that's telling you the opposite? Like, bro, come on, man, pick up the slack here. I'm carrying your ass. Or are you kind of one of
Never.
the stars out
No,
there?
I'm kind of I mean I'm not one of the fucking best players. There's really good players out there. I'm okay. I'm decent.
Mhm.
Definitely though, like of my squad, I'll take that leadership role. Fucking, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing type deal.
I love it. All right. No wonder when we
Yeah.
went to the military trips, you were kind of all into that. Like, I mean, you were really
Oh
laser
hell
focused
yeah,
from the minute we
yeah,
landed.
yeah. I like
Okay.
I like that shit. Like I like like it's like I never been in the military. I have people close friends and family members that have. But that when we went, that's why it was very cool for me to see that, because like I love these um war type games and whatnot. So it was cool to like get behind the scenes of how these dudes prepare and whatnot.
For anyone that thinks I'm joking, man, I even caught Brad kicking a girl in the stomach. No, I'm just kidding. It
Yeah,
was
in the
Felice.
chest. It
It was
was in the
Felice
chest.
Herrick, MMA fighter. They coordinated. I'm just
Yeah.
joking. All right. So let's focus back on the fight then. The fight was very, very entertaining. You really, really, I mean, I can only imagine what his legs feel like. I saw
Oh yeah.
Aljamain Sterling's, he did a video, and in the background, you see Weidman in the wheelchair with his knee taped up. Although he says he thinks he avoided major damage, you just obviously bruised the shit out of him. But was that kind
Yeah.
of like your type of fight? Is that how you envisioned it against one of the best middleweights ever?
Yes, exactly. We knew what type of fight he was gonna bring, boxer, wrestler, very good wrestling. So our plan was to keep it moving, never give him the opportunity to get comfortable, never give him the opportunity to settle in into a shot or a clinch or a body lock, any of that. Um, very respected him very much. And even a lot of times when I had him hurt, I didn't want to just go rushing in there and he just clinches me up, slows the fight, is able to recover and potentially get me to the ground, because he has a wicked ground game as well. He's long, he's strong, and he's a vet. So definitely I feel like we fought the fight to our game plan to a T.
Yeah. He had said pre-fight that one thing he wanted to do was test his leg right away. I mean, right away and start kicking. I watched the fight, and maybe occasionally I'll look down to maybe tweet something or I don't know, take a drink of a beer. I don't know. But I didn't see him use his injured leg to kick you much. Ghost says he did, but I don't think
Nah.
I saw much of it.
I believe he did throw a kick eventually, maybe even one. I
Yeah.
asked him about it. It was funny while we were waiting there, for them to read the scorecards. Like he and I were just talking, and I was like, "Bro, I thought I was waiting for you to throw that kick, man." He's like, "Nah, I just was fucking with you." And then even in the back, we talked about it, and he talked about like the injury with Uriah and stuff, and like, like he's never been a kicker.
Yeah,
And the times that I feel like he's like, obviously you want to mix up your game and throw kicks in there, but as far as for him, like a few of the times that, in my opinion, when he's thrown a kick, it's really obviously the one with Uriah really didn't work in his favor. And
yeah,
then even against Rockhold, I felt like he was beating Rockhold on his way to dominating and that was a title fight, right? Retaining his
yeah.
title, and then he threw that fucking weird ass uh what was it? Hook kick or spinning back or something, and Rocco
Hmm.
took his back, took him down, and then that was like the beginning of the end. So yeah, he's always, in my opinion, when I look at him as a fighter, I've always broken him down as a good boxer with excellent wrestling and a great ground game.
Yeah. It just makes me think because I'm Conor McGregor's always saying now I got a titanium rod and it's not gonna break, and I'm wondering shit, like I wonder if that gives them even more confidence to kick with it. But seeing Chris not kick much, although you just correctly pointed out he doesn't kick much to begin with,
Yeah,
I wonder if McGregor, maybe it's such a mind fuck, this injury, that it takes that long to get back, and when they do get back, it's hit or miss as far as whether they can regain their original form. I wonder if this is a
yeah.
preview to McGregor.
Well, it might be, and only the thing is that only they know this. Only Chris knows how he's really feeling about that leg. Only McGregor knows how he's really feeling about his. But McGregor is a loudmouth. So he yaps a lot, and I'm sure, like I'm sure you guys seen or heard or listened to whatever that stupid rant he went on about me. And I'm sure it stems from sharing a similar injury with Chris. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Connor. He's an idiot.
How did you interpret it, his rant?
I didn't. First of all, I didn't even listen to it. I heard what the media told me. They were like, "Oh, he called you this. He called you that." And hey, I welcome it. You guys know that McGregor is the cash cow, So if McGregor is calling me out, hey, perfect. And I've even said it, like, hey, you want to come up to 185? Like, I know he's heavy right now. I don't know if he can even make 170. He's all juiced out to the gills, So if you want to come up to 185 and you want to take your frustrations out with your leg, if you think you can do a better job than Chris did, then by all means, let's go, And I've even said it, like, I'll sign some waiver or disclaimer or whatever it needs to be that I'm okay with him not being in the USADA testing pool. You know what? I'm all for it. Like, take all the juice that you want. Come fight me at 185, and I promise I will smash your legs even worse. And if that's what he's worried about, because I know he is, doesn't Zuffa have Zuffa boxing? We could box. Like, I'm smash you there too.
I love it. All right, I'd watch that.
Yeah, and he'll be like Pride, like no testing, all juiced up, and I'll be USADA UFC.
And then they just pay you guys with briefcases full of cash money instead of the normal way
Let's
wiring.
let's do it.
Hey, Brad. So going back to the fight there for a second,
Yep.
knowing Chris Weidman's situation, coming off the injury, all that,
Hmm.
people kind of shuffling him out the door. Did it make it any more difficult to fight the guy? Like at the end of the day, you guys are fighters, but you're also human beings, and you're a father. I know that you can get emotional sometimes too. Was it any different fighting this guy? Did it ever kind of hit you at any moment?
Nah, and maybe after the fight. And don't get me wrong, he's a great guy. I wasn't sure what to. I knew he was a good guy, a stand-up guy, a respectful guy. But man, the dude is such a great guy. Like, as soon as the first time we ran into each other fight week, he kind of stopped me and he's like nothing to talk about fighting or anything. He's just like, "Hey, what's up, Tavares?" Like, and then he's like, his wife is from Hawaii, so he's telling me, he's like, I think you and my wife might be related, like distant cousins. And I was like, bro, I do not doubt that for a second. I do not doubt it at all. Like, that's how Hawaii works. You could be friends or know somebody for years, and then later down the line you'll find out, like, oh, her cousin or his cousin is your cousin, and this, that, and then you connect the dots and you're like, oh yeah, okay, so we are related. But yeah, such a great guy. But obviously he's out there to take me out, so I'm not gonna for a second ease up, you know. Like right after the fight, obviously, yeah, I feel for him, you know, but that's our job. We went out there to do that. If he's out there and the shoe was on the other foot and he's smashing my legs and my legs are compromised, I'm sure he still does it too. You know, like the thing people gotta understand that this is not a team sport. This is not a football or a baseball. You know, this is fighting. We're out there fighting. We're out there trying to hurt each other. You know, this is not karate or taekwondo where we're scoring points or jujitsu even. You know, there's we're out there to try and take each other out. You know, so you gotta have bad intentions behind it. And I know regardless of our relationship outside of the fight, I know that his intentions were bad and as were mine.
Speaking of bad intentions during the fight, was there ever a moment where he rocked you? Did he ever get to you at all?
No, he hit me a few shots backing up, and I feel like he got me off balance. You know, he's really long. He has a good reach. So a few times where I backed out, I thought he's not gonna get to me. And he did, and he caught me like, you know, on the way back. So yeah, did he hit me with some shots? Sure. But at no point did I feel compromised or out of my wit. In fact, I feel like this is the most focused in a fight I've ever been. I was locked in. I knew the game plan. You know, I feel like in my last two fights prior, my own mental lapse is what cost me the fight. You know, against Dricus, round one, like I feel like I just no matter what he threw at me, I completely dominated him. I felt his shots and I hit him with better shots. The wrestling I dominated, the ground I dominated, and I know walking back to my corner in between rounds, I remember telling myself like, "Oh, I got this guy. Like he has nothing for me." And you know, I think somewhere along the line, maybe even subconsciously, me telling myself that maybe eased me up a little bit. Because if you watch me come out in that second round, like I like had no respect for him, and I just started brawling, which is stupid. Like if I would have just stuck to my game plan, what I did in the first round, touch move, like he comes forward, get back, counter, the whole fight would have been 30-27 for me the whole fight, you know. But again, not taking anything away from Dricus. And then again with Bruno, same thing. I was in my opinion piecing him up, and he caught me. He did what he had to do. But in that moment, instead of me being smart and sharp and focused, he caught me, and I almost was like, I don't know, maybe my ego got in the way, and I was like, "Okay, like, you can hit me, like, I can hit you back." And instead of evading and moving or even clinching and slowing the fight till I was recovered and whatnot, no, I brawled with him a little bit, I backed up, and he caught me again, which dropped me, and then they stopped the fight. So I knew with Chris that I had to be sharp, bell to bell, even before the bell, you know, from walkout to bell, from warm up to bell. So that's what I was really focused on, and I believe that I went out there and did that.
Your victory was a little bittersweet for me. I was happy that you won, but at the same time, I was a little upset that they didn't give you mic time afterwards because I would have been upset on any other situation. But on top of everything, I thought
Yeah,
you probably had some good words to say and inspirational words for your fellow Hawaiians.
I did.
And I
I
was a
was
little upset that you didn't get that. Do you have a reason why, or did it bother you at all?
it did not bother me at the end of the day. I get it. The show goes on. I know it was because of timing issues and having the main card start, and then because we had those couple nut shots in the fight, it went over a little bit longer. You know, there's a few minutes. They run it so precisely, you know, like even like before the fight ever started, at the beginning of fight week before we even got there, I talked to Dean, you know, Dean Klein, and he's one of like the main guys back there at Blue Shirts, operations, or I don't know his title. But I even asked him, I said, hey, because there was some confusion on my part as to where card placement we would be. Initially, we were supposed to be main card before the co-main, and then some fights got added, and we got bumped to the premier preliminary fight, or the featured preliminary fight, sorry. And then when Garbrandt fell out, I seen a bunch of cards put us back on the main card now. So I was very confused. But anyway, I reached out to Dean and I asked him, I said, hey, where am I on the card? And then he said, you're the featured prelim. We're gonna walk at roughly 9:30. So these guys got it down to a T of when things are gonna run, how long it's gonna take. You know, they do this week in, week out all year for years. So they had us walk exactly when we were supposed to. They expect the fight to go 15 minutes if there's no, whatever happened if the fight is not stopped, yada yada yada. So I wasn't upset about it. I was bummed, as were you, because I really just wanted to use that platform to spread awareness for what is going on in Maui and try and help the people that need the help get the help they need.
Since then, the president's been there. A few days have gone by. Has the situation, it's tough to say because I know this could be a 5-10 year recovery, honestly, but at
Yeah,
least the
yeah, it
initial
will be.
situation, are things settling down in paving the road to recovery? I know that I know they're still finding bodies. Some are missing. Just give us your thoughts. And I believe you have a father-in-law that's really close to
Yep.
the situation, right?
Yeah, my father-in-law. So he is he works for the county, and he's always been a person to give back and very giving of his time and everything else. So when this all happened, what was it 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago? Whenever
Hmm.
it happened on that Tuesday, they created a shelter at the War Memorial, which is a gymnasium, and they hold fights there. So it's a big gym. They turned it into a shelter, and he was helping spearhead it and helping the people intake the people and get them the things they needed. And I know those first couple of days, he's probably lucky if he slept a few hours within those couple of days, just and we were hearing it from him like before we seen any of the footage posted. We were hearing from him like what it looked like, what it seemed like, and the type of words being used was like war zone, apocalyptic, like those
Yeah.
type of things. And then you see the videos, and that's exactly what it was. Like it literally looks like a war zone. Like when they go to Afghanistan and Iraq, and they visit these cities that are war torn and that are actual war zones. That's what it seemed like. Like the place just got obliterated. Um, and then all the stories coming out in the following days about the things that people that we personally know that are trying to help are seeing, the first responders, and just other people in the community. um it's tough. It's like I said, the media is there for whatever reason, for censorship reasons or whatever. Maybe they're not getting the full story, but it's sad. They in the coming days they find bodies, like families that were trapped or whatever, just holding each other, burnt to ashes.
Oh man.
Yeah, little like the most recent one, little boy, they found him in his house, like burnt with his dog, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like just crazy
yeah.
stuff, like families burnt together in cars, like it sucks. It's a lot. It's gonna be a lot of sadness for a long time. And I'm not sure. Like I'm not heard anything about. I'm hoping that with the president being there, that that like him seeing it firsthand, he gets stuff moving. I know he put out like a emergency bill for Maui for 12 billion or whatever, but then tacked on some 24 billion or millions or I don't know for Ukraine. I'm like, dude, like I feel for the people of Ukraine, I do, but this is a part of America. This is part of the USA. You know what I mean? Like these are American citizens. This is your home. This is your home country needs your help. Like I think Ukraine needs to go on the back burner, and this is no disrespect to the people of Ukraine and everything that they're dealing with, but this
Mhm.
is at home. This is at home. Yeah, Hawaii might be not part of the mainland and the contiguous or whatever they said, 48 states, but th- Hawaii is America. Hawaii is a state, the 50th state,
Mhm.
the Aloha state, and that's what we need right now. That's what they need. They need all the help they can get.
Hawaii's a badass state. I've been there 5 times. It's beautiful. It is part of our country. Yes, it's not part of the continental because Alaska and Hawaii are outside of the continental, but it's just as much part of our family. And I hope you guys get all the support you need, not just for 2 weeks, 2 months, but for the next, like I said, 5, 10 years.
Yeah,
It's going to take a long time to
it's gonna
rebuild.
take a long time.
A lot of mental health resources are going to be needed aside from construction, reconstruction. A lot of people did see a lot of horrible things or experience horrible things. Some people don't even know. Some people can't even have proper burials or anything. I saw, Guz, you might remember a guy named JV Romero. He came
Yeah.
to the studio, older guy, he lives in Idaho, and he posted something on Facebook yesterday, late night. And he said, man, every time I went to Maui, this guy greeted us. I think he worked at the hotel where they used to go, and he almost became a buddy. And he says he didn't make it. And I was like, God, like,
Mm.
this
Yeah.
is just, it's horrible because there's still bodies that aren't accounted for,
Yep.
and you just hold your breath, like, could this be someone I knew or someone close to me who's it's close to them? And
Yep.
it's brutal, man. It really is. All right, Brad, not to obviously minimize what we're talking about, which is
No,
probably the
not at
most
all.
important thing we're talking about, but back to you here. Do you have a name or two that interests you at this point? Do you want to avenge losses? Do you want to take out a rival? Do you want to go into someone's hometown and beat them up there, or anything that goes closer to the title? What's your game plan?
I mean, obviously, I would love to get it back with some of the people that I've dropped to, right? One of those being Dricus.
Hmm.
After me, he went on a run. And if I could get that fight back, I would love that. Obviously, where he is and where I am right now, coming off, well, I'm coming off a win, but before that, 2 losses. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I seen he's booked with Whitaker, but somewhere in the near future, if somehow I could run that back, oh yeah, I would love that. Outside of that, I haven't really sat down with my coaches yet to talk about it, or with Ali, or anything like that. Name outside of that, I'm serious. Like, I would love to fight the juiced up Conor McGregor. You know, so
Mm.
I know that's far fetched. I know that'll never happen, but yeah, if you're asking me my wish list, that would be on it. We like I said, we could do it boxing, so he doesn't have to worry about me kicking him. I don't need to worry about banging up my legs for no reason. But yeah, that's easy money.
Hmm. Well, if I do see that one day, I'd like to see MMA, because when I see boxing, I love boxing. I always wonder, God, well, what if they could
What if they
elbow
fought
in this
MMA?
situation, or
Yeah.
breaking off of a clinch? Man, some of those moves when you break off of a clinch are so sweet. All right, just a couple more here, and I'll
Oh,
make
Yeah,
it
hey,
real
no.
quick.
George.
Yeah.
George, there is one other option. Has he
Hmm.
seen your truck, Brad? Have you ever shown
What?
him your truck?
No,
You could show him
but
his
we
truck.
can. Could show him my truck. I got a few new toys to show him on my truck. It'd be very
I've seen that on
believable.
Instagram. You got that horn going on, man. So, like, for
Yeah.
one, if you were to ever see, hey, let me show you my truck, I'd be like, nope, I already know what happens then. But apparently, there's this other thing going on with the horns. How many bodies have you laid out with that? Are you like in the hundreds now? I found about 10 on your
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah, that's just the ones I've been able to capture on film. What would be really great, and it's something I've been planning ever since I got it, is I'm gonna take my show down to the strip. But I really need somebody with me because, dude, it's too much to worry about driving and honking and filming. Like, yeah, I'm probably breaking a whole bunch of laws while I'm doing it, like fucking not focusing and hands free and this and that. But
Is that
yeah,
horn? Does that break the law, by the way?
no, it's a safety. You need it for safety.
Well,
So
I'm
people
curious
can
because on the strip, you could probably like mop up like 20 at a time because it's so packed. You know what I mean?
yes, but that's why I need somebody that can focus on them while I focus on the road and
Right.
not crashing my truck. Like my wheels are so wide. That would like what an asshole I would look like. I'm fucking over there scaring somebody and then I hit a curb or something, curb my rims. Like, fucking joke's on me, you know what I mean? So I gotta
Mhm.
make sure that when we do that, the strip is much tighter, much more busy. I gotta make sure I got somebody there to do the filming, maybe even the honking. But yeah, that's in the future for sure.
That's hilarious. I think Nixick would be a good partner in crime.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely would be. He'd probably get carried away with it though. He'd be like, "Oh, let me do it. Let me do it. Let's get this guy. Let's get this girl."
Yeah. Last one. So you kind of already cleared it up. You and Weidman were cool before the fight, cool after the fight, but in the middle of the fight, he was talking to you. You know what I mean? That was just in the moment, kind of like that mental warfare. Or did he ever tell you anything afterwards? There was something he didn't appreciate, or what happened there when he was kind of like yelling at you?
Nah, so he was saying he was calling me on. I kicked him, and he was like, "Yeah, come on, come on," and he pointed at me for whatever reason. It probably did get himself in a mental aspect of, "Hey, these fucking kicks hurt, but you know what? Fuck you. Like, let's fight. We fighting." And to me, that like made me respect him even more. Not
Yeah.
respect as far as like, oh, I'm gonna back off because he's like, "Yeah, kick me," or whatever, and I immediately kicked him again. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me to kick you, I'm gonna kick you. But afterwards, definitely lived up to what I thought he was, and then some. Because that right there, I know for a fact, everybody knows. You seen him afterwards, like he couldn't walk. I know though, in the moment, I could see it in his body language. I could see it in his face. I knew that the kicks were hurting him bad, like bad, bad. I really thought I was gonna be able to stop him with the leg kicks. I thought,
Yeah.
regardless of how tough he is mentally and how much heart he has, his body cannot hold up to this, regardless of broken legs or not. And that wasn't even the compromised leg I was kicking. I just knew, like, I've kicked people in the gym with those, and they've asked me to like, "Hey, bro, please, like, fucking, like," you know what I mean? We're just sparring, and I'm not throwing it 100. We have
Hmm.
shin pads. Both of us have shin pads on, but it's just a damaging kick. For whatever reason, not a lot of meat there on the leg and nerves or whatever it is. So I thought for sure, okay, he's gonna go down. He cannot stand up. And what I'm gonna do if he thinks that I'm gonna fucking go on the ground with him, boy, you crazy. I'm gonna call him right back up and kick him right back down until they stop the fight. And dude, he fucking manned it. He manned it. I heard him early in the second. He finished the second. He finished the third and got through the fight. Like, so props to Chris Weidman, man. He just showed the heart and the mind of a champion right there.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of toughness that night, man. I thought Amanda Lima was hanging in there for 5 rounds too, man. That was pretty
Oh yeah,
amazing.
she's tough. And she
Hell
got a
yeah.
fucking rocket right hand, dude. So like,
She sure does. I'm glad you said that. It's a perfect description. A couple times when she landed it, man, I was like, hey, like, I mean, it was
yeah,
coming out of nowhere.
yeah, yeah. She fucking throws it.
Hmm. All right, man. Well, congrats again. We'll let you get back to recovery, game time, family time, whatever. Again, our best to you, your family, your extended family, friends in Hawaii.
Thank you guys.
Our hearts are broken as well because, like I say, it's been a lot of devastation out there. Um, and anyway, buddy, we will see you at the gym and properly give you a handshake and a hug. That was a great performance, fun fight to watch, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for the time today.
And wait, before we go, I got a question for you, George.
Mm.
Was it really just preseason though? Like that's it? Just
Ah,
it's just preseason. That's just preseason.
we got our asses whooped. Yeah.
It's just
It's
preseason.
funny because Baltimore hasn't lost like in 7 years of preseason
In
game. Like
preseason?
they take it serious, and they just went down to Goza's Commanders. Um, I don't know. I just want to get out of there healthy. I don't care about the wins and
Yeah.
losses. I don't even have much interest in the game, to tell you the truth. But a
Same,
game,
same.
you got to be competitive. It's just like if you
Yeah.
walk, you're at a sporting goods store and you see a ping pong table and you tell your buddy has played at 7 and you play. You want to win. You
Yeah,
always
you
want to
gotta
win if you're
win. Yeah.
competitive.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
I'm
take
the
that
same
L.
way though. I don't pay much attention to the preseason. I don't get excited by it. If last season tells you anything, we went undefeated last preseason, and then look how the season went. We fucking was
Mm.
almost just defeated. So I don't pay too much mind to preseason. I just like to give the Niners shit, like the Niner fans,
Oh,
especially like when you guys are doing good, start to get super proud. It was funny though. There was a lot of red at the stadium, right, that day. And
yeah.
all of those fans was like, yeah, this, that. Sorry. All of those fans are like, yeah, this, that, whatever. Like, we're gonna whoop that ass, blah, blah, blah. And then after the game, or even during, you talk to them like, oh, what now? And they're like, it's just preseason. Like, you just was saying you're gonna whoop that ass, but it's just preseason.
Hmm.
But nah, what I will take from it though is that
Hmm.
overall, like, team seems to be gelling, which I like. And to me, the biggest takeaway, like, I'm really, really waiting. I hear he's gonna play this week against the Cowboys. I've been dying to see Tyree Wilson play.
Hmm.
But I've been super impressed by Aiden O'Connell because when they drafted him, I was like, who? And I'm sure everybody was like, who's this? And he's looked good out there, you know, like, and I'm not delusional. Like, I know Jimmy G is QB1, but
He
should Jimmy
wins.
G should Jimmy G happen to get hurt, which is very, you know, knock on
Yeah.
wood, hopefully not, but very likely, Aiden O'Connell is looking nice.
5 years ago, you guys had one of the best offensive lines. I don't know if it's still there or what, but if you can protect him, he wins. He wins playoff games. He wins regular season games. He does get hurt. The big enchilada, though, man, he came up a little short there. Some key games he has come up a little short, but most of the time he can give you some good wins. So I wish you the best of luck. I like Jimmy G. He was a gamer, man. But okay, the last thing here is the Boston jersey. Was it just a token to Boston because you were there, or are you an actual Celtics fan? Because it don't
So
sit
I'm
well
not.
with these Laker fans over here.
Oh, Lakers, fucking yellow and purple, yuck. No, when I've been always more of so I'm a diehard football fan. You guys know that. For
Yes.
basketball, I like watching basketball, but mostly when it gets to playoffs and finals. And growing up in Hawaii, I've been like more of a player fan, right, than a team fan. Like when I was growing up, I loved Michael Jordan. Obviously, everybody did. Allen Iverson. But it's funny, I didn't even really care for Kobe when he was playing. It wasn't until after he retired and then he started doing a whole bunch of interviews and like talking about the Mamba mentality when you really got to see what that was. I became a Kobe fan. And the day he passed, like I shed a tear literally. Like I was sad because we lost a great human and a competitor. But yeah, I
Well,
used to
none of that's
really
justifying why you wore a Celtics jersey
no,
then.
no, no. So I used to really rock with Boston in like 8, 9, 10. I really love that team.
Mm.
Jesus, Rondo, Perk, Paul Pierce, Garnett. Like I really like that team. I was riding with them, rocking with them. And then when that team kind of dispersed, you know, I wasn't really following Boston all that much. But I've always that was one of my favorite teams. Um, Watching them and cheering for those guys. But yeah, the jersey to Boston, yeah, we got the opportunity to meet their head coach Mazzulla. He came out with us, spent a little time with us. So yeah, definitely we built a friendship. And I'm definitely rocking with Boston, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we went out there, it was a shout. Like I'm not a diehard Boston Celtics fan, you know. Outside of those years that I was really rooting for them. But yeah, it was more of a shout out to Boston. And then if you've seen the jersey, it was Tavares and number 15. You guys know who number 15 is?
Mm, no, they've retired a lot of them, so I don't know who is 15.
That was for my 15th UFC win.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay. I like it. Well
Yeah,
then, yeah,
yeah. So a
good
little,
for you
so a
then.
little
But
speaking
you
it
and
into
Cheeto Vera broke
existence.
my heart. Cheeto Vera's wearing a Shaq jersey. I'm like, Shaq only played 1 year for him. It was the
Yeah.
last year. He barely got any minutes. How about the Lakers and the 3 titles? How about the fact that it is in Costa Mesa, right up the road from the Staples Center or the
I,
crypto.com thing? And one
I'll,
other thing,
I'll,
the Lakers used to go to Hawaii every year for the training camp. How you didn't connect with them? Mama
I,
mentality. You said,
I'm on,
I
I'm
want to
on,
wear
I'm on,
green.
I'm on the Big Island. Lakers didn't come to no Big Island.
Well, Hawaii,
Bro,
right? I mean,
I'll tell you this though. If we ever go to Staples, uh I'm still not putting on a purple or yellow jersey. I will put on a black Kobe Bryant jersey just because he's the mini goat under MJ, and that's it. Just respect to. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do if I ever fight there? I'm gonna make uh 24 Bryant jersey, but it's gonna be Raiders on the front. So everybody's gonna be super confused. It's gonna be a black basketball jersey with it's gonna say Raiders on the front, Bryant 24 on the back.
number 16. Oh no, wait, number 24.
No,
You should do
I'm gonna
16 and
no,
24.
no, I'm gonna really rock that I'm gonna pay tribute to Kobe, so I have to rock his number.
Can you
Alright.
do us one favor?
Yeah.
Do you have
Oh.
HBO Max?
I don't. I used to have it, and then when I canceled DirecTV, I never signed up for it again.
All
But
right,
after
get
this,
it.
just text. No, after this, just text me your login, bro. I'll
I
watch
knew that
whatever
was
you want me
coming.
to.
Watch Winning Time. All right,
Winning
it's a
Time. Who's it
show.
with?
There's a lot of good actors in it. Okay,
John C. Riley, Adrian Brody. They're both in it, and they do excellent jobs. Michael Chiklis, he does Red Hour back from Boston. So there's a lot of
what is it about? Like sports
it's
or
about
what?
the early days of the Lakers Showtime team. Okay, so how Magic, Kareem, all those guys
Yep.
got together and all that. It's a really
Yep.
good show. Okay, and then make up your mind about this Boston stuff. All right, just do us that favor, okay?
Bro, I will take green and white all day over purple and yellow. That
All right,
I
all
can't
right. Do
do
you have
it,
Paramount
bro.
Plus?
I can't. I have Paramount Plus, but we
Okay, they
watching.
might have Boston's show. I think it's called Losing Time or something like that. Watch that and then tell us how that is.
Hey, Paramount Plus is great though. I just started like rocking
It is
with it.
good.
I didn't know I had it. It was part of my Walmart Plus subscription. So I started watching all the shows on there, all Taylor Sheridan stuff. Dude, I love all his
Mhm.
stuff. Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King with Stallone,
Mhm.
That's
and then
really good.
obviously the 18 and the
83.
19. 1883 and 1923 is it?
Yeah.
Watched all of those. Even Lioness is good.
You know,
Yeah.
before the Celtics won like 08, 09, they had
Yep.
won a bunch of titles, but I think it was like 1883, 1923. Most of the last 40 years have been the Lakers, dog. We have the same amount of titles though, but the Lakers shit, the Celtics shit is ancient.
When is the Lakers Celtics playing in LA?
Usually on Christmas or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Missoula did tell us they're out here West Coast for 5 days. During that time. Okay, I'm gonna go to that game.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to that game, and
You gonna wear your green?
I'll be wearing a Celtics jersey for sure.
Man, it's starting to bother me now because he doesn't back it up with enough data.
I
They
don't
had a
need
2-3
data.
year
The
run.
colors
But
are
he's
nicer.
got the Mamba mentality. He thinks Kobe's the mini goat. We're almost
but
here
I
on the
was
West Coast. The Raiders are a
but I
West
was
Coast team. How
but I was
all
a
of a sudden you
fan.
just kind of find something to do with the green or whatever? I mean, I don't know about this. I don't know about like I would have told Missoula, "Hey, it's nice to meet you." Shook his hand and then went about my business. But for
Nah,
some reason, like this thing's taken over. I guess
no,
we
yeah,
got
from like 2008. Yeah, from like 2008 to maybe like 2012. I was actually like I was really rocking with Celtics, like just watching them and cheering for them. But after that team dispersed, after they broke up and
Hey,
uh
Brad, do me a favor.
yes.
Go like this. The other hand is being used to hold the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go with no. Give me the one hand. Okay, now I know you can't do no trickery. Name one Celtic.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Who?
Jesus Shuttlesworth. Oh, like right now?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart.
All right. I thought I had you. I thought you were a casual. And what's up with that knuckle? Show me the knuckle again.
Oh, that's how my
Wow,
knuckle
look at
is.
that. That's
Yep.
like brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Look at that.
That's a dozer knuckle.
Is that swollen still from Saturday, or that's just the way it's always rocking?
Nah, that's how it is.
Jeez, can you imagine getting that one in the eyeball, in the eye socket? Holy
Oh
cow.
shit, it looks super weird on the camera right now.
It looks like
But
it's got an erection.
Yeah. It looks like it's happy. I was happy to see you guys.
I feel like if we were playing paper, rock, scissors and I did paper, he would still somehow win.
Yeah, still that's ripping through paper. 100%.
That's crazy. All right.
But
Hey,
when I say Jesus Shuttlesworth, you know who I'm referencing, right?
No.
Come on.
Larry
You guys
Bird?
letting me down.
Larry Bird?
Jesus Shuttlesworth. Come on. Don't do this to me. I'm going to be
Who's that?
disappointed in you guys.
Who's Jesus Shuttleworth?
Goes is Googling it right now. He got game.
I never saw it.
No? Oh, Ray Allen played Jesus Shuttlesworth
Oh,
in He
okay.
Got Game. So I've always called him that throughout like his career, like Jesus.
Okay.
But usually when
He
I
did
do
have
call him
game.
that, people know. Yeah, for
Ray
sure.
Allen did have game for sure, man. All right.
He's my all-time greatest shooter. I know Steph is ridiculous and breaks every record, broke them all, will have them for ever and ever. But to me, when you need somebody to shoot that you can count on, that's Ray Allen all day, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Like,
All right.
like if I had to take if I need to give the ball to Steph or to Ray Allen is taking that shot.
He had to go overboard. He had to go. Are you
Ray
sure?
Allen is taking that shot. Definitely not
Well, they're both
LeBron.
money, man. They're both money. I can't hate on either one. But it's a different game now, and so this guy's just shattered so many records. Steph Curry is amazing.
Yep.
But yeah, they're both studs. I'll give them that. All right. Thank you, Bradley. Good
All right,
talking to you,
fellas.
sir.
We'll see you guys
And
at the gym.
We'll see you at the gym soon. All right. Take
Yep.
care.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.